We're gonna go live. We're live right now. We're gonna get these people. Gonna, what is this on a Friday night? And go from over there. Yes, it's a Patreon special, and you're gonna have to hold off for that story because it's a fantastic story. A lot of us would wish that we were there at that game. So hopefully Steve is out of the in-laws. He got suckered in to go to the in-laws. He had to go with the kids. He said as soon as they get home, I'm gonna try to log on from there. But that jersey. We were debating the other time, Gio. How many times did they wear that baby blue jersey? Maybe
I
two,
think
three
they
times.
did like once in a friendly and once in one game.
That's what 90,
90,
97 or 98,
it's in 90, 95, 96.
95, 90. Holy shit! So that's 20
And they
years.
had four, which is crazy. And people are talking about like clubs just want to make money. They had the home, the
Yeah,
away, the gold, and this one.
that one there. It's a classic. That one there. But you were about to tell me a story just before we went on, and I had to stop you. So you just started saying, I saw the World Cup. Why you love defenders? You were at the World Cup final in 1994. Please continue the story.
Yeah, I was at the World Cup final with my dad. We ended up winning the raffle for the tickets. So we ended up going, and my dad, like, where my family's from El Salvador, right? So when you're from El Salvador, our soccer our soccer sucks. So if you're Salvadoran, you're either gonna go for Argentina or Brazil. Main two teams that you're gonna go. Like, oh, that's the team. Like, that's the country that I support. But me, I always felt Italian. So I've been supporting the Azzurri. So when I was at the game, I just remember seeing this guy. I didn't know I was 10 years old. This number six, and he was intercepting everything. And then I just seen like the other players that were tall, and I was like, wow. And then I kept on asking my dad, and then my dad when he watches a game, don't interrupt him. He starts biting his teeth. So and then the guy next to me was like, oh, that's Baresi. He's good. And then since then, I've always fell in love with defenders. I'd rather have a Baresi than an Mbappe or a Neymar any day of the week.
100%.
Like I
That's awesome. I can't believe you were there at the World Cup finals. I remember we were in Myrtle Beach on a family vacation, in '94, and I remember putting our Italian flag on the beach the day after, and everybody's like, "But you guys lost." I'm like, "But you don't understand. You guys just don't understand. Like, back in those days." But what a great story that you were there live. Guys, cari amici sportivi, this is like a Patreon special right now. We only have Gio. I think everybody's like a bit afraid of YouTube, but Steve says if he can make it because he was at the in-laws, he's coming on. What our plan was tonight is just to talk about headlines because you guys know there's no shortages of headlines when it comes to Milan and Serie A, right? And Evangelist Gaming saying Tonali coming, Marco Rodriguez, here we go. Buenas noches, gentlemen. Buenas noches. And we're gonna get to the Tonali because it's one of the headlines there. But you know, let's start off. Let's start off before everybody comes on, right? Me, I'm gonna read you the first one. It might be not Milan related, but sports media said, and I put the Google Translate, as Tommy will love to say. Messi will see Pep. His father is sure he chose a city, but Juve appears in. Okay, so Gio, do you believe that Messi is leaving Barcelona?
You know what? I mean, you know what? Everybody's like surprised, and then they're saying like, "Oh, Messi this, Messi that." But you know what? I think so. Like he put in that request. He was pouting, like Steve said, in that locker room when he
Mm.
was getting thrashed. So he probably knows. He probably knows it's time. I mean, what could their team actually do to have him compete? All they want is the Champions League again, trophy again. So and I don't see them anywhere near them. Them get
But do you agree? I was having this discussion with a couple of my cousins and cousins-in-law. Do you agree that Messi, if you want to be proven, if okay, look, people will say, best player in the world. I hate to say this, but to me, it's Cristiano Ronaldo, and it's not because I like the guy better than Messi. It's just that I find him as an all-around player coming to Italy, taking a year to adapt because he didn't score 50 goals in the first year. But do you think Messi has to come to Italy to prove that he's as great as everybody thinks, or do you think him going to Man City and winning maybe? Because I don't know, I just don't see Man City winning a Champions League. I don't know what you think about all this. Do you think he needs to come to Italy? Obviously, like we don't want him to go to freaking Inter, but I don't know. What do you think about all this?
Man, like I've been talking to my friend. I call him my brother, but because we grew up basically together. He supports Real Madrid, and I always tell him, like, what superstar is gonna have the cojones to want to come to Milan and put the whole team on their back and put them back? That will give them legend status. You
Yeah.
made a sleeping giant arise and come back to the top of world football. He should try to. Hey, man, I know we can't afford him, but he should. If he really wants to be better than Maradona, he should come to Milan and see what he could do.
God forbid we'd be able to afford him, but do we both agree that if he would come to Italy, and unfortunately, if we got to believe everything that we're reading out there, would it be Inter, would it be Juve, would it be Sampdoria for all I care? It will put eyes on Serie A once again. I don't know if you agree, but if Messi would decide to come to Italy, I think it will be the start of getting Serie A back on top of the world. I don't know if you agree with that statement there.
Yeah, man. Just look at the '90s, man. How many great players we had? Gabigol, Gabigol, Batigol. Man, when you see that cover from France '98 for the World Cup,
Yeah, yeah,
oh
yeah.
my God!
And you know
Everybody
what? Now you just reminded me. I'm gonna be sending you because I have a special of World Cup '98 with all the goals. I'm gonna be sharing it on Patreon. You just reminded me. I have so many stuff on my hard drive. Look, Gio. You know what? We're gonna get this started. Whoever wants to join, they're gonna join. I love talking to you. You got a great opinion. Marco says Ibra is the sleeping giant. Let's start off with that one there. Okay, so it's been a freaking nightmare. Ibra see, Ibra no. We are done, right? Ibra has signed. Then Raiola, being
fake.
Raiola, right? The pizzaiolo. Fake news. Milan, hasn't signed, and now officially signed. Supposedly taking a number 11, and if we have to believe everything we've been reading, 7 million net. Presidente in our group chat said, guys, remember, this is 14 million gross, but I think we both knew that he was going to come, right? Were you disappointed with the length that it took for Ibrahimovic? Were you expecting him at Milanello when we were supposed to start?
No, you're dealing with Mino Raiola. He's waiting for his cut.
That's exactly true. But in the end, we can hate him all we want. But do you agree, dude? He's doing his job, is he not?
Yeah, he's doing his job, but he's also waiting. Like, come on, man, Mino, you must hate us, man. You trying to put Gijo 30 million release clause? Are you're a clown?
But I get it, right? I get you 150%. But right now, you and I are speaking with our hearts.
Yeah.
Let's talk business wise, and we've said it many times, Steve and I, right? Stop thinking of this with your hearts. This is a business now. Raiola, I hate his guts, but in the end, to me, I'm a manager, I've had a business, and he's doing exactly what he needs to do. He's like the Mourinho of agents. So now he went to get himself an extra million for Ibrahimovic, no bonuses or like some sort of small bonus from over there. And in the end, it's like nobody's talking about Donnarumma, right? We need to sign Donnarumma, and he's still an agent from over there. It's like we hate him, but in the end, it's like I get his business perspective from over there. Do you have faith in us re-signing Donnarumma, or do you think that maybe the way this Mercato goes, and we're going to get into it because there's a lot of comments there. But you think Donnarumma, you think he's going to play strong arm with us again?
I mean, I think Gigio wants to stay. I think he likes the project, but it just all has to do with we make it to Champions League this year. But doesn't it? Does he have one more year left,
He's got one. He's got one more year until 2021, and after that, but they need to resign him. And I just didn't like the fact that Ibra took all the spotlight, and even Steve and I had said it's like we're not talking about Donnarumma and the Donnarumma from a couple of years ago, where that whole thing where he wasn't going to resign, and when what are those two idiots' name came in there. My God, I even forget the Young Hong Lee duo there. What was it? My God, you help me out? Those two, the bald guy and the Mirabelli and Fasone, right?
Mirabelli always he's yapping his gums all the time, man. What's up with this guy?
And remember at the time where he had said during that time he's not going to sign, and then they came out and said, you're not bigger than the club, and everybody some of us had turned against Donnarumma and saying, look, dude, you're not bigger than the club, and we don't want to go through that again. He needs to stay. He definitely needs to stay for us to go. But are you willing to pay him whatever he wants? Because now Ibra, you're gonna pay him $7 million a year, 14 gross. But Ibra's gonna give you another year, maybe hypothetically 2 years, right? But do you give Donnarumma whatever he wants?
Yeah, I give Donnarumma whatever he wants because as long as we have him under an extension without a release clause, I'll give him whatever he wants without a release clause. So if Chelsea want to come and buy him next year, okay, 120 million euros net after we pay Raiola.
Yeah, it's like that price, we're going to be mad at that price, right?
I mean, if Kepa went for 90 million euros and he sucks. I mean, Gigio, he has talent, so.
Alisson went for what? Alisson's still a very good keeper, but Alisson went for that close, 70, 80, 60 maybe, Alisson, went from Roma to Liverpool. But, Donnarumma's got that value, so hopefully Raiola doesn't strong arm us like he's been doing with but I still, on the other side, you're pissed off on one side, but on the side, I get it. It's a business, and Raiola, let's just put it this way. He never changed the way he is. This is the way he is. He's always been this way. He's always been outlandish. And at least we got Ibra for another year. We'll see how this goes. I believe he's there as of Monday, or I think he came in and was signing. And you think he's taking number 11?
Yeah, he put it on Twitter.
He put it on Twitter. He put that one from over there. I don't think he even wants the number 9 because it's like let's not screw around with number 9. Now let's talk about this other headline on. We got to put the camera on there. Hold on, let me remove him. You got to put the camera on. You got to put the camera on. But we're gonna get. Let me see. You got the camera on there. Oh. Technology, it's not for most of us here. Hold on a second. You're at work, so you can't do the camera. Okay, but I'm getting some back audio there. So I don't know if you have some headphones. Let me try again here. Oh, a little better. Okay, so Derek, right?
I think he's on mute.
No, but he's on mute. He's on mute because I was getting some background noise. Let's see. He's gonna unmute himself, but hey, he's just gonna be the blank face because he's at work. And what if you get caught from work that you're on a live Milan Weekly podcast? But let's go with this headline. It's been there for a couple of days, guys. Tonali, Cellino warns Inter. I'm in no hurry, but the player is. And everybody's been talking about, basically, guys, a couple of weeks ago, it was a done deal. He's going to Inter, and all of a sudden, it's not official. It's been confirmed Milan is in the race for Tonali. Cellino is at 35 million. 35 million. You can turn him back on. I don't think I have some background noise. Maybe you can answer in, Derek. So, do you think we have a slight chance? Let's see if is it Derek? I think it is Derek. Let's see if you can answer it without any background noise. You think we have a chance for Tonali? I remember you're live on YouTube. Maybe yes.
I hope so.
You hope so?
We can't keep going like this year after year.
But at 35 million, you go all in. So if you go at 35 million, that means there's no space for Bakayoko. I mean, not more space, but money for Bakayoko.
Then he doesn't come.
He doesn't come. So if it's Tonali or Bakayoko for you, right? And obviously we're gonna go with Tonali as a choice.
This team needs to make a push for Champions League to dig themselves out of financial fair play. The end.
What is financial fair play? I don't know about this financial fair play. It's a myth, this financial fair play, right?
There are hundreds of millions in the hole because of expenditures and debt and salary and guys like Piontek. We got to cut some more dead weight. But I would go all in Tonali and say goodbye to Bakayoko. I mean, he's a great song, but compared to Tonali,
now I hear you on that one there. How about you, Gio? Do you agree with Derek? It's if we have a chance at Tonali, we're not spending a single dollar. If Bakayoko wants to come on a free loan with option to buy, and we send him back in a year. But Gio, are you there for 35 billion when you splash 35 on Tonali?
Yeah, you know what? You know what was strange? Like 2 weeks ago, I saw that Inter was close with a loan plus payment, like obligation to buy. I was like, what? If they can do that, why can't we do that? So like now, I seen a picture, a video of Maldini coming out of his sports car, and I'm like, how could Cellino look at me, lie to Maldini and tell him nah? But yeah, I mean, if it's a loan, but I don't know why they don't want to do obligation to buy. Do they not believe in Tonali?
I'm not sure. I think it's just a tactic. Massimo saying for 35 million, I say no for Tonali and Bakayoko has nothing to do with Tonali. They have different positions in the field. I'm not debating that, Massimo. To me, it was just more about the actual price. And joining us is Youssef. Youssef is nice and sideways. Thank you, Youssef. Maybe you want to adjust yourself there. We could still see you, but for me, it's a 35 million thing, right? If we go spend. I love Lenia saying financial fair play only applies to Italian clubs. Manchester City, PSG, and Barca are proof of that. Financial fair play is BS. It seems to BS for all this kind of stuff. Youssef, do you agree? Welcome. Youssef is probably, what is it? What time is it there in Kuwait? 2 o'clock in the morning?
3:30 in the morning.
3:30 in the morning. This is a dedicated to Patreon guys right from over there. Gio's from California. It's like afternoon over there, all good. And Youssef, do you think if the money is spent on Tonali, God willing, right? There's no money for Bakayoko, or would you still take Bakayoko on a free loan and send them back the year after?
I'd take both of them. We need depth. I think it's going to happen. And they're only going to spend 10 mil for a high fee loan.
Okay.
And then, so 10 million wouldn't put a huge dent on the transfer fund or transfer market budget. So I believe that it's a good move and very smart to do a high paid loan. But the thing is, I don't want him to come and change the formation. I want him to compete with Ben Nasser. I want him to compete with the others for his place. We need to raise the quality. It shouldn't be a given that because we are going to spend an X amount of million of euros on a certain player, that means he's a starter. He has to prove it. And I hope this is what the management and Pioli is going for. We're going to raise the quality of the midfield and every single position.
I like that way of thinking. You, Gio, how about you? Like, do you agree where we could still spend 35 on Tonali, maybe make him compete with Benacer and still get Bakayoko?
Yeah, I believe if we're taking them on loan, high fee loan, I think we could do both. But you know what, Chelsea, their negotiator, she's crazy, man. She still wants 35 million for him, and like I just don't understand. Every time that Milan try to sell somebody, oh, we only get 2 million, 3 million, and we have to or like Cardada, give them 18-month loan, play half their salary. Then after a year and a half, then we might take them for 15 million as an option.
Yeah,
But every other club, like like they get whatever they want. Bakayoko, they haven't used them in over 3 years, and they still want the same money that they paid for him. I don't know. That seems kind of ridiculous.
business, right? Complete business, and we'll see how that goes. Derek, let's
They got
go over. Let's. Oh, sorry, you want something to say? Go ahead.
Chelsea wants to balance the books, right?
Yes, because of financial fair play. Maybe to Chelsea, they're taking it seriously. They need to balance the books, and to them, you guys remember the whole Manchester City Balotelli thing, where Balotelli, like in Man City, is like, we want 35 million, and Galliano was like, I'm going to give you 20, and I'm going to split it out on 18 easy payments and this and that. In the end, they're asking for that kind of money for Bakayoko. We'll see what it comes up to. But Derek, I wanted to ask you. Massimo's mentioning now, Brahim Diaz. Supposedly, it's a done deal. I'm reading off sportsmediaset.com. Agreement with Real for Brahim Diaz. There is also the yes of the player. And the other one says, Milan, who is Brahim Diaz? It comes with the level of predestined. What do you guys, and you guys know, we're not professionals, nor do we pretend to be. We're not going to pretend to know that we know who this guy is. Derek, first off to you, do you know who this guy is? Do you know, what have you heard about this guy?
I have a friend who's a big La Liga fan. He says he's a good player, tons of potential. But I mean, potential and fulfilling potential are two different things.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hopefully hopefully he pans out, because our striker position is weak.
Definitely.
There's no a fountain of youth for Ibra. Okay, he's not going to be playing 40 years old.
Let me read out the Google Translate, as Tommy would like to say, about the Sports Media Set article. Milan has reached an agreement with Real Madrid and Brahim Diaz, and the Rossoneri fans are ready to welcome the player from Casabianca, where it could play in a 4-2-3-1 Pioli. Class of 1999, Diaz can play as an attacking winger, as a playmaker, or as a second striker. 171 centimeters tall, which, guys, help me out, I believe that's 172, I think it's 5'10". And his best weapons are technique and speed, and will probably be deployed in the three behind Ibra. In his short career, has always been accompanied by the label of predestined. Born in Malaga on August 3rd, 1999, he grew up in the club of his own town, where he arrived in 2010, and soon attracted the attention of top European clubs. In 2013, Manchester City invested around £200,000 to take over his card, and immediately became one of the prized pieces of the Academy of Citizens. The Academy of Citizens. To make his debut in the first team, where there is David Silva, who according to many is very similar to him from a technical point of view. He has to wait until 2016, but thanks to a lot of competition, he struggles to win. Only 15 appearances and 2 goals. In January 2019, Real Madrid decides to bet strongly in him by investing 17 million euros. Zidane appreciates him a lot, but also in Spain, he struggles to find space. 11 appearances in the first season with 2 goals, but in the second year, Merengues play only 59 minutes in the league and 17 in the Champions League, and now he wants a club ready to grant him those minutes that he can allow him to show his undoubted levels, even as his high level qualities. Youssef, do you think this might be another, Hernandez kind of situation where he gets the playing time? I don't know if you've heard anything about this player.
No, I haven't actually, apart from some YouTube videos, so I cannot judge him. But the problem is, it's a gamble. It's more a gamble than compared to Theo, because Theo actually played more time. He had more minutes under his belt when he joined us. But this guy, he's not a regular. He hasn't played like many times at a competitive level. So it's a bit of a gamble. I don't know. But the same thing is I trust Paolo Maldini. If Maldini sees some qualities in this guy, then who am I to say otherwise?
Yeah, exactly right. So
Yeah,
hopefully, Gio, what do you think? Maybe another Tio in the works here. A guy that we had no idea who he was when Maldini took that picture with him. Hopefully, maybe he gets that playing time and he surprises any of us.
I mean, he has the talent. I believe when Real Madrid bought him, like City, well, Pep was actually mad that they actually sold him, but he wasn't getting any game time. You're not gonna get any game time. David Silva, Phil Foden, Bernardo Silva. You're already fourth in the pecking order. So I mean, he has talent, and like I said, my brother he supports Real Madrid, and he was like, wow, I can't believe they're letting him to go. But now they're being smart because they're putting a buyback option
Hmm.
in there.
So again, we're always talking about it's a business. It's a business, obviously, And talking about business, we got rid of a high salary, and I'm reading off Milan News now. First training for Pepe Reina. Pepe Reina has signed with Lazio. Let's talk about. Are we going again with Begovic? I'm assuming, guys, we're going to go with Begovic. Derek, have you heard anything other than Begovic and probably Antonio Donnarumma as the third goalie?
Antonio Donnarumma.
Hey,
No,
he
it'd be
saved us in that
Begovic.
Coppa Italia game there. Let's not
He'll
make
play
fun
a
of.
few games, and then he'll shine Donnarumma's boots, and that's about it.
That's about it. But guys, you got no problem with Begovic playing second fiddle to Donnarumma. You, Youssef?
absolutely. I'm all. This team is doing very well. I'm all for depth. If we go into this transfer market with the philosophy of strengthening the bench, I'm
Hmm.
absolutely a happy man. So even I would go as far as saying we don't strengthen the right wing position that everyone is saying that we need to increase the quality a notch there. Even if we go as far as not even adding a player in that position, but having enough depth so we are not stranded when Theo Hernandez and Ben Nasser both suspended for the next game against Juve or Lazio, and then we sit back and we play a different football or against Atlanta. I'm gonna hate that if that happens next year. We need someone who gives us like a 6 out of 10 every single game, who is happy to sit on the bench.
And it would be better to have those kind of players on the bench than
Absolutely.
the kind of lackluster midfielders that we've had in the past. Gio, do you agree with what everybody was saying here from the Patreon groups?
What to go with Bekovic? I
I get,
mean,
we're talking about
what else can
what
we
else do we
do?
have, right? But
Blizzari.
There you
no,
go.
he got loaned out. He got loaned out
Yeah.
to my hometown, Regina. We're in Serie
Yeah.
B this year, back on track. We've loaned him out, but a straight loan. He will come back from over there. And there's another guy that I never understood why we never gave him a chance. Mihalovic had given Donnarumma the chance. Blizzari. I don't know. Maybe they see something that we don't see. From what I've seen back in those days in La Primavera, Serie B, was always a fantastic striker. But yeah, right now, guys, I think goaltending. Keeping, I think the only thing we need to worry about is not second or third. I think we need to worry about renewing Donnarumma and making Raiola bring down his guard a little bit. Let's see how that one goes. But guys, I got Milan news here, and this is again Google Translate because I can't read out in Italian. We'll go from nothing number 9, and I want to get your opinions on here. Ibrahimovic returns to number 11 in 2012. He would have worn the 10 instead. And the article says by Matteo Calgagni about the rumors circulating yesterday evening, which spoke of an Ibrahimovic with the number 9. The Swedish forward has chosen to return to the 11, already worn in his first 2 years with the Rossoneri. Instead, he abandoned the 21 that accompanied him in recent months. The number 9 would have been Zlatan's third number in the AC Milan experience, although it would have been actually been the fourth. In 2012, before being sold to PSG, Ibrahimovic had chosen to move to number 10, as revealed at the time by Adriano Galliani, a shirt never worn by Tsui but booked after Clarence Seedorf's farewell. And I've completely forgotten about that, guys. That, you imagine, forget 3 different numbers for the same team, right? But that's crazy. Derek, do you have are you disappointed he's not taking the number 9 to break this curse? Or are you happy he's going back to the number 11? Or mad to a lot of our Milan club members about the Ibrahimovic number 21 jersey, and I told him to get some some tape and
masking tape, duct tape. Come on,
some duct tape, right? But are you disappointed he didn't take the number 9?
No, I mean, let's go with what he feels good about.
Exactly, right. Who are we to judge? Who are we to judge the guy, right, guys? Yusuf, how about you? Are you okay with the number 11?
Even if he takes like an odd number of 73 or whatever, he's Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Who cares? As long as he's gonna sit there and screams his lungs out at a missed pass from other players, other teammates, and lift everyone up, a happy man. So
you know what? I would have given it to Fabio Borini, but that's only my opinion.
Oh yeah, Fabio, our legend, yeah.
Oh, yes. Gio, how about you? You're not too disappointed about number 9? Are you good? Are you good with number 11?
I actually was gonna buy it if he was gonna be number 9, but I mean, like I told you before, I don't buy attackers names on the back. I buy defenders. But after he changed 11, what are they gonna do with the ones that already were sent out with 21?
It's all about the money, buddy. It's all about the money. Milan's got to make some money from over there, right? And I love the fact that it would have been his third number with the exact same thing. I don't think anybody would have had that kind of stat with a team, right? Let's take a look at other Milan news headlines. Let me see here. So I just love the way they translate. They translate here. So Torino, the guy Vagnati, Biglia, we are looking for a director. We understand the conditions. So Diretto Sportivo Torino, Davide Vagnati spoke to the press conference and answered a question about Lucas Biglia, who freed himself from Milan. From one day to the next, it could change a lot. It looks. I like to do what I say. We are looking for a director, no more. Let's try to understand what the prerequisites will be. In the end, guys, are we happy that we got rid of the salary of Lucas Biglia? We paid him $16 million back in the day. Derek, I don't know if you remember when he came into training, he said Forza Lazio. But it's just a sign of us turning the page from the Mirabelli, Fassoni, $280 million spent for absolutely no reason.
Schifoso. If they would have got a half a dozen day-old cannoli for him, I would have been happy.
Wow, okay. So Derek holds Biglia in very high regards. I will say one thing, guys, and I'm going to ask you, Yusuf, too. The only time I had Bilia's back was that time with that little rift with Frank Kessie. Guys, you know that I love Frank Kessie. I've always been on Team Frank. But I found at that time Biglia was in the right because he was like, a bit more experienced. He was trying to tell Frank, don't act like this in front of people. But in the end, Biglia has done nothing for us. The 2 times that he played in the last 7-8 games was absolutely horrible. But to you, Yusuf, do you agree with Derek that it is a sign of us turning the page? Enough of this dead weight on this team?
Yeah, we're trying as hard as possible to get rid of the dead weight, and one of them is definitely Biglia with his massive wages.
Oh.
Now, I'm just wondering what we're gonna do with. Let me put this as a question. Do you think Paqueta now is a dead weight that we have to get rid of, or do you think there's hope?
Okay, so you know what? Let's finish it. Let's finish this conversation with Paqueta. Okay, because I was going to ask you who was worse, Bertolacci or Biglia, but let's go. Okay, guys. For me, I'm going to start off and say Paqueta. For me, I haven't seen enough of the guy to make a judgment. Let's not kid ourselves. He had maybe 1 or 2 good games. Bakayoko, we were yelling and screaming in the TV for those 5 to 6 games in a row because he sucked the shit. The only reason he got those opportunities is because Biglia got hurt, and all of a sudden he started playing good, and everybody fell in love with him. For me, I'm sorry, guys, a $35 million investment cannot be just, he ain't good, we got to get rid of him, and if we have to take a loss on him, to me, keep him. That's the way I see it. I might be wrong. This is only my opinion. Gio, what would you do with Paqueta?
Send him on loan to Benfica.
Send them on loan to Benfica?
Yeah, because I mean, and maybe they could unlock something that we can, and then maybe we could sell them next summer. That's all we could do is send them on loan. But I don't need. Nobody wants them now. Nobody even coming in for him. They said. I would do that.
Do you guys agree? Do you guys agree? I ain't selling him for under 30 million. I'm not taking a loss on him. Derek, I don't know if you agree with that, but I don't want to take a loss.
Can I? When I was a young kid growing up, my nonna used to say, he had a saying, I'll just say it in English instead of Italian. He used to say, you can wish in one hand and shit in the other and see which one fills up first.
That's a good one, okay. But so, go ahead, yeah.
You're not gonna get 20 million during this time of COVID. So let's see what he's got. Maybe this kid was playing with no confidence. You know?
Who knows? Who knows, right? And
but for $35 million, you have to see what he has on the field. Because if you lose 15 million, they keep digging themselves this financial hole, and they have to get out of it.
And we already lost money with Piontek, correct?
Piontek, you know, Suso, like, jeez.
Suso, we made money. Let's not get ourselves.
But I know this is the investment of having that player for so long.
True.
And watching him go around with his right foot in a circle forever.
And I don't know
how
many
dizzy
years.
Watching that.
But in the end, we still made we paid him $7 million, and we got 25 for him. So I'm good for that. Yusuf, do you keep Paqueta? According to you, what would your opinion?
I'd agree with Gio in terms of sending him on loan, but not outside of the Serie A. I like Suso. Suso, I think when we sent him to, was it Genoa? He went to Genoa and then came back.
Yeah.
An improved player. So Paqueta has to learn the language first. He absolutely needs to learn the language. And second of all, he has to learn the language of the Italian football, which I think he's playing as if he's in the Maracana playing Sao Paulo against whoever, Fluminense or whatever. He needs to be more tactical. He needs to watch the way he plays off the ball. He needs to build his upper body strength. He needs to work. He's such a raw talent that needs to be, molded into an Italian type of playmaker. Which I think,
agree. Yeah. No, it's and Gio, do you give him another chance or okay? So let's just put it this way: what's the price if somebody offers you 35? Do you let him go? Like if you're not taking a loss, do you let him go?
I mean, as long as we're not taking a loss, I mean, yeah, let him go.
How about you, Derek? If we get 35,
see, I'm on the team that I think he's got tons of potential, and I have this feeling that if he leaves. And like Yusuf says, he learns the language and starts being able to play true Serie A soccer. You could be looking at a $60 million player in a year or two. I don't want to take that. I wouldn't take that chance. Keep the kid. Come on, he's showing potential.
I'm afraid. You know what? I'm really afraid of what you're saying right now because I think the exact same way. But now we're gambling. And when was the last time that Milan gambled and it paid for? Okay, Tio Hernandez, we gambled. It came through. But at this point, it's like the way the season has gone. Yusuf, if some team comes up to you and offers you 35 million and not taking a loss, are you with Derek and say no? I'm going to keep him and maybe you know, it's going to become something, or would you take that 35 million?
Again, I'm gonna be a dickhead like Juventus and say never, never to an Italian team. So outside of Italy, sure.
Oh, if we
In
sell him to
Serie A, that's
Juventus,
great.
he's worth at least 110 million because that's the way they do
Oh,
it.
absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, well, I'm on the fence. If 35 million, I would consider it. But again, that potential that we might be losing is something massive, because this guy has a talent, and if like Milan gives him the time, by sending him alone, because we cannot afford, having someone who is like, it's like playing with 10 players when he's there. He's non-existent. He's not effective. So we cannot afford having him on the pitch this season, unless he's can accept playing second fiddle to Hakan Tanhaglo and play all in the cup on the preliminaries. Then maybe. But yeah,
I'm
I'm all for the loan.
You're for a loan. I'm willing to give him another half a season and give him another half a season with Ibra. Gio, you willing to give him half a season or loan him out? I don't know. It's it's it's,
Man,
it's a whole discussion with Paqueta. I know.
yeah, no, because he's on 10 potential. Like, that's why I said loan him to Benfica because, if you play for Benfica, you have an outstanding out. You look at Joao Felix, he had one outstanding year, and then he went for 127 million. So, I mean, if Paqueta has a good season in Benfica, maybe we could recoup or get a little bit more money. That's what
But
I
then
was.
you know what? We loaned out guys like that, what was his name, Silva, and it didn't turn out too well. He went out, sucked the bag. So, guys, we could be talking about Paqueta all this time, but I just want to say thank you for joining us tonight. I guess it's always the same guys that like to be on the Patreon specials. I'm gonna make sure that Tommy's on the next time because we needed Tommy to start screaming and yelling in Italian about stuff that are like completely off subject. And by the way, Massimo commenting on the YouTube is Tommy's brother. Juan Salazar finishing up saying Paqueta's situation reminds me of Locatelli. Underperformed so far, but have potential, but we don't know what to do with them. It's exactly that. It's just like and to me, even when Milan was winning in the last, at the post-COVID, he never had any playing times, which to me was very surprising. We had Bonaventura playing more minutes than Paqueta when we know Bonaventura was leaving, and that I never understood. And I have the utmost respect for Jack, guys, don't get me wrong, but the guy's leaving, right? Why are we giving him playing time? The guy's leaving. You're not making any money off of him. He's leaving on a free transfer. These are kind of questions we're never going to find out. But to Gio, to Derek, Derek is like Presidente. He doesn't show his face. He doesn't show his face just to make sure. Derek, we're not gonna rat you out to the work that you are on you're live on YouTube to our 1.7 million viewers right now, but it's okay.
Thank you so much.
No problem. But Gio, thank you so much for that baby blue. Give us the bottom of that baby blue jersey. Show us all those little diagrams and the triangles, guys. You remember that? Look how
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Que bella.
Oh, Vinny,
Yeah.
I wanted to say something, man. I thought Tommy was gonna be here. You see, you can never trust a Juventino.
Yes.
Dale Hernando got sub, not getting a France call up, man. I was very pissed about Dale Hernandez did not get a call up to the French team. I was
Really?
very pissed. Yeah,
That's fucking.
you have his brother who never played a game that Davies overtook him. You got Lucas Digna from Everton. You have Furlong Mendy, who's in the same position right now as Dale Hernandez was 2 years ago. He couldn't overmove Marcelo from that starting part. Yeah, and Deschamps, where did he play? He's a Juventino.
Freaking me. Now, if he was on right now, Tommy he would have lost his mind.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a good thing that I hate international breaks. I hate when our players go and play with their national teams because they always come back injured. So good.
So good. So just happy that he's staying in Italy. But I'm gonna make sure that I send that message to Tommy, and I might have to have a Tommy time special just with Tommy. But guys, once again to Gio, to Yusuf is live in Kuwait. Freaking out! It's almost 4 o'clock in the morning. Dude, honestly, thank you so very much. I don't know if he's a friend of yours. I believe his name is Talal. He's another one of our patrons from Kuwait as well. We've been getting messages from Singapore. Guys, you guys are awesome. Thank you so very much. Now we got music in the background. I don't know what's going on, but guys, ovunque e sempre. Forza Milan.
Forza
Milan,
Milan.
guys. Have a good night. Ciao.